Welcome to Speakeasily versus the 80s. After a ridiculous amount of time off, we're back without a good excuse as to where we've been. And like a bad house guest, we're gonna stay too long today. Eat all your artisanal cheese, drink all your top shelf booze, and not take any of your subtle hints to get the fuck out. For those of you who are first-time listeners, you may be asking, what is it, a Speakeasily versus the 80s? I'm so glad you asked. Speakeasily versus the 80s is your new favorite trash cast that resurrects 1980s schlock classics, magically bringing them to life in the shop window of your soul. I'm your sales girl of smut, Odessa Lil, and with me as always are my comedy life partners, the secret shoppers of schlock, Klingon Vanna White and Shecky Davis Jr.
Greetings and salutations.
Hello again.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Where are you patching in from today?
Well, I'm orbiting on SpaceX with Elon. He left me up here after Trump, was dethroned. He left me up here. So I'm sitting on a toilet watching the Earth go by.
Oh, now you're on the throne.
Yes, it's kind of weird because you kind of float around. Every now and then a piece of poop will flow by me. And I'm like, it's weird. But you kind of adjust.
That is weird. I don't know if you should adjust to that.
Why not?
I'm confused. So Elon is not there?
No, he just dropped me off.
Oh, I thought he was still there. I'm in my pink bird of prey, coming there to pick him up so he can come back to Earth and continue destroying Twitter.
Well, you can pick me up, or are you just going to leave me here?
I thought you were happy.
Turn around and fly away.
I mean, I have limited amount of fuel. My pink bird of prey has not been upgraded to an electric battery.
What's the toilet situation on your bird of prey?
I know. I'm gonna need a toilet, a warp factor 5 toilet for these turds.
Shecky, you don't have to take this shit.
Well, if she comes and picks me up, she'll be taking my shit.
That's
no,
right.
I am not. No, I am not.
But why
I will
not?
pick you up only, and you will have to hold it until we get back to Earth. Can you not shit for 3 hours?
But that's all I've been doing for the last 2 years since our last broadcast.
It was a year and some months.
It seems like longer.
I know, because we miss each other. Yeah.
I've missed you.
Oh,
I've missed
Jesus.
it.
Okay, I'm coming.
Yay!
Yay! Oh,
Yay.
save the day. Okay.
Because I can't get Twitter up here, so I have no idea what's happening in the Twitterverse.
It's called shitter, not Twitter now.
There you go. The shitterverse.
Yeah, the shitterverse.
Hashtag shitterverse. Okay. Well, we have a guest today. Can you believe it? We're back, and we have a guest.
Wow.
I can't believe that anybody wants to be our friend, but okay.
Well, today's guest is a Speakeasily 3-timer.
Oh, that's why. She's been infected.
That's right. She's in our shitterverse. And she's here again by choice.
What?
It's like the blackmail didn't even matter. She just wanted to be here.
Are you paying her?
No, I threatened to dox her.
I love dachshunds.
Yeah, I threatened to dox her dachshund. Dachshund.
Dachshund.
Dachshund.
Doesn't she make clothes for dachshunds?
No. Let me tell you about our special guest. Annalyn Bond is a drag performer, cosplayer, fashion design student, creative costumer of cats, and devout member.
Cats.
Yes. And she's also a member of the First Church of the Sacred Silver Sexual, which is a Bowie music performance drag collective based in San Francisco, Earth. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad you explained what it was, because the First Silver Sexual, I thought it was like a anti-werewolf, kind of church.
No, I don't like those.
Yeah, because I was like, werewolves don't like silver. So.
Werewolves are people too sometimes.
I mean, our host is a werewolf.
Aroo!
I love cats too.
Let's talk about why we're here.
Why are we here?
I don't know why we're here. All I know is I picked up the phone and you're like, "Hey, we're recording," and I'm like, "Okay." So I have no idea what we're doing here.
You're like, okay, I'm on the toilet, but okay.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
always down.
just mute when needed, okay?
I'm always down to clown.
Ah!
What just happened?
I tooted.
Hit mute next time. All right, people, get out your American Express card of disbelief because today we're undressing a comedic retelling of the story of Pygmalion, in which Galatea.
What'd you call me?
Pygmalion, in which Galatea is a department store mannequin in 1980s Philly. That's right. Today we're talking about Mannequin.
Wait a minute. This is a Pygmalion story. There were no pigs in the story at all.
Well, sometimes you get a pig and sometimes you get a malion. In this case, you get both.
No, but seriously, like no jokes aside, this was based on another story.
Yeah, Pygmalion. Was it? Is it Greek or is it
Hey,
Roman?
man.
I think it's Greek.
Keep up with me, man. I'm talking about Ovid.
PY.
Like I didn't realize that like the movie was so like steeped in classic Greek literature. I
That's
totally
right,
thought it was
yeah.
just an 80s schlock movie, but damn, I had no idea that we were watching high art.
All these things can be true at the same time. It's
Yeah.
multifaceted. Yeah.
And some of those statements could not be true.
Well, I just wonder like how are those early Greeks, if they were here today, would look at this movie and like would they cry like at the sadness that has become of their play, or would they be like, "Oh, bitch, this is hot. I love Hollywood. Hollywood."
They wouldn't understand a fucking thing.
They wouldn't.
Happening. No.
They'd be
Yeah.
like,
So, Mannequin, directed by Michael Gottlieb, is actually his debut, and made in
he wrote it too, didn't he?
1987. No,
Yeah,
or did
he
he co-write it?
he co-wrote it with
Okay,
someone.
okay. Well, it's a romantical comedy, and it'll both charm and offend you, I promise. Okay, so Annalyn, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back. I'm here to ask the question, do mannequins really have nipples?
Yep.
Some do. None of mine do.
No, mostly no.
Mine do. Mine are all anatomically correct.
Why do you all have mannequins?
That's all there is up here on SpaceX. It's just me and a bunch of mannequins in spacesuits.
I think nipples would be really not good for mannequins because they would be pointing through all the t-shirts and stuff.
Yeah, they'd have to wear bras.
That's what happens with my nipples. They're always pointing through all my t-shirts and I have to figure out how not. And then if I put a padded bra, they point through the padded bra, which then points through the t-shirt. And it's just like, can I just have a day without people staring at my nipples?
Same. I totally agree.
Those are some mighty nipples that you have.
They're ridiculous. They're the size of pencil erasers.
They're very powerful.
Thanks for that image. Okay.
You are welcome.
Yeah, they're like, it's like an Audi belly button.
It's exhausting.
Times 2. Wow. Yeah, Annalyn, you bring up an important point. Like there are nipples on the mannequin in this movie, and that's weird. I grew up in a retail environment. My mom owned a store in the 80s in Stockton. And so I grew up with like a lot of mannequins that I would like roll around on the floor, play with the mannequins. Mannequins are just really weird. Like they're uncanny, like they look real, but also they don't look at all real. And they're women, but they don't have parts, but they do. It's kind of a Barbie situation,
Yeah.
where it's like, where's all the bits? There's just a reference to bits, but it's kind of paved over, And then the hair comes off and they're just like, they're bald and they look like punk rockers. I would ask my mom, can we just put it in the window like this? And she would say no.
So you were a baby
Damn.
aspiring Jonathan, is what you're saying. Like
I guess so.
You wanted.
I never thought about it that way. But yeah, I played with mannequins were like my best friend. So sad.
How often do you play around the store and tumble with the mannequins and have campouts.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much when I wasn't, bothering customers to buy my pictures I've drawn of naked mannequins.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't talk about this here.
Yeah,
should-
save that for your therapist.
Yeah.
Well, that reminds me of my my paper mache likeness of William Shatner that I have in my backyard shed, my she shed, which
She
is more like a shag shed for paper mache. It's interesting how paper mache just doesn't hold up to moisture.
Ew.
Well, quit peeing on it.
I don't pee on it.
Oh, you said moisture, so I was just like, wow. Take this cold shower, you bastard.
Oh my god. Why you gotta always be rubbing up on that thing?
I know.
Getting it all moist.
Constant repairs, constantly.
We need to get you a Shadakin.
Oh! Now we're talking. Now, would that be anatomically correct?
A real doll version of William Shatner. That's disturbing.
There's nothing there's nothing that a little glue can't fix.
Annalyn, why did you choose Mannequin? Why are we doing this today?
Yeah, why are we doing this? I mean,
I blame you.
is this more
I blame you.
more or less perverted than Hard Ticket to Hawaii? I do not know. That was my past.
Ooh.
Less.
Yeah. I mean, there are definitely
less.
few real boobs, but at the same time, we do have this guy kind of like rolling around with a mannequin, and anytime anyone else sees him, it's like, oh, that's not a real woman. That is like a literal mannequin that you're pointing. I don't know. It's kind of an odd one. The reason, I would say almost like the whole reason why I love this movie is Hollywood, right? Like for some reason, I think everyone loves Hollywood. He's like their favorite part, or one of the best parts of this movie. Maybe for me, it was just, it's not like he's a realistic representation of like an actual gay man, but he's just
What?
He kind of is, and so he's an extreme one.
I feel like Chucky could tell us from the real backstory here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was me in high school when I was, when I saw that movie. I felt like that was a gateway. Like so Hollywood is a gateway gay. So
gateway gay.
So he allows gay people to like live their stereotypical fantasy. So yeah, I was like, yes, bitch, yes. Like turn up.
Yeah.
Turn up, bitch.
He's fabulous.
He's the best.
He really is.
I was that fabulous.
The freaking car. He has a hot car with a bad girl license plate.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's the best license plate ever. Bad girl. Well, let's explain a little bit about who Hollywood is and what's happening in this movie. The movie starts off in ancient Egypt because, of course, it does.
with Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, Kim Cattrall.
She's very Egyptian.
looks so Egyptian.
I honestly, that beginning reminded me of you and your mom, and I'm like, I could totally like imagine you being wrapped like a mummy as your mom comes in trying to like marry you off. Like I could totally see that happening in your life.
Who are you talking to?
You? Yeah.
What?
I could totally see your mom doing that. Just coming in and just like you have to get married. I don't know. I just totally see like that happening to you. Not the whole like being, sucked away by the gods and planted in various different times to meet, super cool people, although that'd be kind of awesome too. Like I could totally see that like I'm Hollywood, you're the mannequin, and like I don't know, Brett or someone is Jonathan. Like I could totally see this being our lives.
But
like,
Audra's Jonathan.
No, I think Audra is definitely the mannequin.
There's a lot of conflation happening here right now, and
inflation. What are you talking about?
Conflation.
What's that?
I don't know.
Hold on, I gotta look it up.
This movie gets points for accurately using the word jejune. It's pretty.
Oh, that's right.
Like, I thought that window display was pretty jejune. It's like, oh damn, someone got out this for us today.
I have no idea what that was either.
It's awesome. That's
Kind
what
of
it is.
infantile, isn't it? Something like
Yeah, it's kind of boring.
Pedestrian.
Naive, simplistic, and superficial.
See, this movie is making us smarter already.
I know.
Yeah.
And we're learning about ancient Egypt. And she's okay. So Emmy, as of course people were called in ancient Egypt, is a blonde, blue-eyed ancient Egyptian who is hiding from her mother in a tomb, dressed up like a mummy, because she doesn't want to go through with an arranged marriage, I think.
To a dung dealer.
Yes. In order to escape this fate, the gods transport her through time and space.
For reasons unknown.
Exactly.
I guess I thought it was to find her true love or something. I don't know.
Sure.
Something about true love.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She ends up with Christopher Columbus at one point, man. Like that's a little dark. I know
that rapist.
Yeah, and Michelangelo.
Well, Michelangelo seems cool, you know. She's just like,
he's gay.
He was just super into dudes, but Christopher Columbus. I mean,
If you look at the opening of when they're going through that weird, animated dance thing where she's doing the Egyptian and she's a cat for some reason, she's like the Mona Lisa. So did someone paint her as the Mona Lisa? It's like she's showing up in all these different time periods as like
that's her journey.
Yeah, masterful works. And I'm like, this lady's done a lot.
She's gotten around.
Yeah. She's well seasoned.
Kind of a star fucker.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
Yeah.
She's a groupie of time and space.
I'm there for her. I'm there with her.
I know. We could only imagine what that would be like.
I mean, think about it. If we ever invent time travel, it's for fucking. That's it. We're gonna go back. It's not about research. We're gonna go back. We're gonna fuck Jesus. We're gonna, fuck Noah. We're gonna seriously. There's gonna be a line of people. It's like, oh, you're going back to.
I'm here for Jesus.
I'm here for Jesus.
This is the best Bible fan fiction I've ever heard.
But think about it. We're all driven by lust. I mean, think about it. That's the whole point of this movie. It was all.
I'm driven by chocolate cake.
There you go.
Ooh, you got cake?
Yes, I do.
Damn it! Why am I in space?
I'm almost there.
Keep that cake warm, girl.
Sit on it. So for whatever reason, she goes from bonking all these great men of history, and then ends up with a window dresser. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just incarnated as art in every time period. I mean, there's a lot that is not explained about the mechanics of this whole thing.
I actually read a synopsis which polluted my brain before I watched it.
Love it.
So what you guys are thinking what happened? Actually, that is what the backstory is that she traveled through time and space as a muse, bringing about great works of art. Searching for true love or something. I don't know. That's what every girl wants, to inspire, great works from other people.
Yeah, not from
preferably
themselves.
with penises.
Yeah.
She only showed up to men too, no women.
Yeah.
That's
because women can't be artists.
But why didn't she show up for Sappho? And
they can't be artists. Maybe Sappho was a talent. Maybe it's the male artists that needed her help.
Yeah.
Oh, good point. Yeah, the women didn't need her.
They have their own boobs and nipples.
They're their own dolls.
Doesn't she do some of the windows for Jonathan?
She does all the windows.
No, they work together.
But he takes.
I don't know.
I think she does them all.
She doesn't. They work together. It was a partnership.
But he gets all the credit, so that's not a real partnership.
But it is the history of the world.
It is.
Yeah, she's not real. Her talent's not real because she's not real.
Well, she's in every one of them. She's in every one of the windows. So she's there. She's part of it. She's hip.
Yeah, but she's just there as beautiful. She's window dressing.
Literally.
Literally.
Okay, so let's talk about Jonathan. We've got this guy, and
He lives a very charmed life, that son of a bitch.
kind of. I mean, okay, so it's Andrew McCarthy. Let's just talk about who's casting this. Andrew McCarthy.
Looking super hot.
So young.
Very young, very, and actually much younger than Kim Cattrall here.
I mean, only 6 years.
Was he really?
Only 6
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, she was older than him.
She was 30. 31.
Oh my gosh.
30.
She was so hot in this movie.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she still is,
Yeah.
She's a timeless woman.
Yeah.
And he's just a kid. He's like in his early 20s.
He's 24.
And,
he's 30.
He's 24.
Not that big a difference.
No, but I guess if this were like actual real life and like they were going out, it would be a little surprising at that time. A 24-year-old man with a 30-year-old woman. It's usually the other way around.
Bias. She's way too hot for him. That is for damn sure.
100%.
He's way too hot for her.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Here we go.
No, Hollywood's way too hot for both of them.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
Yeah, Jonathan, I love how we have like his montage of like job fails.
No.
He can't do anything.
Yeah.
He can't even trim a bush properly. He can't like make a pizza. He can't deliver stuff. Like, but he has this huge ass unemployment loft. I don't know how he affords it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
I remember I was just like, what the hell is this guy like?
You're saying?
Oh no, it was just a huge apartment. Stylish with great furniture and everything. I was like, why isn't he living with 6 other guys in a boarding house, a reformed bordello or something, like we all did.
Yeah, and it's like a fucking grand piano and shit. I'm like, okay, sure.
It is Philadelphia.
Just
Gonna
in the
point that
80s.
out. Yeah, it's
So,
Philadelphia in the
okay.
80s. I mean, that apartment might have cost $5. Who knows? And it's fantasy. But yeah, okay. So when we do finally meet him, in the beginning there, he's an artist creating mannequins. Like he's a sculptor, and he sculpts this mannequin that's going to come back and be very important in the future in his life. And that's the job he loses, and that sends him on the montage where we see just what a completely ADD kind of guy he is. As an artiste, he's not really viable for corporate life,
No, he's not.
No, can't keep a job. But then he's like down on his luck. He's got this girlfriend who doesn't like him because he's that guy,
No, she likes him. She likes him. I think she likes him. It's just she wants him to be a yuppie and and upwardly mobile, and he's like, nah, girl, I'm just gonna chill. He's like the original Andrew McCarthy. The original what's his name? Who's the guy? All right, that guy.
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh
No, he's not. He's not
Yeah.
like that.
Chill guy. He's just living.
He's
his
not
life.
as hot as McCarthy.
No, of course he's not as hot.
McConaughey.
He doesn't have.
He's not as
He's-
hot as McConaughey.
Oh,
McConaughey's like,
McConaughey.
Yeah,
fortune.
he's like, he's gorgeous.
No, he's just a
Yeah.
useless
You know,
man. He can't keep his shit together, and she's just annoyed by that, and I get it.
A Peter Pan.
He's just a man baby.
Yeah. Well, and it's white privilege too that he can do
Oh,
that.
100%.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Here I brought it. Sorry.
Yeah, here we are. We're about to get woked.
I'm gonna woke you up the ass.
Okay,
Oh.
so he's a man baby because he's an artiste.
that's not fair.
I mean, I'm just consolidating what everyone's saying here right now.
Well, he's a man baby because he thinks that he could be an artiste at work and not just do it on the side like we all do.
Thank
Definitely.
you. That's it. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, and the girlfriend likes him, but she just wants to change everything about him, which sounds about right.
She's got style though. All that flowing lame she wore.
Mhm.
Right. And she works for another department store,
Rival, yes.
rival department store.
I don't know. I thought her style was terrible, though. If I could just
Oh, yeah.
butt in here.
No, you're right. It's
What
horrible.
was her name? Like Roxy?
Roxy.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
there was that one dress with the crazy Puritan collar. Everything was boxy and flew away from her body. It was almost like, there was like, oh yeah, let's just like erase all sex appeal from this actress.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, only one woman can be hot in this movie.
Oh yeah, that's the way
And
it was in the 80s.
Yeah, and it's a dummy. Like, it literally is a doll. The only thing that can be hot. And I will say, Kim Cattrall is exceedingly hot in this movie. Like, she's in such good shape. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
Well, she said that she in the IMDb trivia, she modeled for what? She worked out and got in the best shape she's ever been, and then she modeled for the sculptor for like 6 weeks or something, and they made 4 different mannequins in different positions for her. So that's what she pretty much did. Oh, and one of the mannequins is still on display in Philadelphia.
It
You can
really
go
looked
see it.
like her.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it
the
did.
weird thing about
Yeah.
it, it's just the head and the torso of the original model, a mannequin. So the arms and the legs are gone, but you can still see the head and the torso. So if you're ever in Philadelphia and you want to see the mannequin model, the mannequin, you can go see it.
Field
So,
trip.
Yep,
Speakeasily
I'm
field
on it.
trip.
Yeah.
Annalyn, we make this happen. We're gonna all get together and go pay homage.
We're all gonna dress like Hollywood in a different iconic glasses.
Get those
We have-
sunglasses or
We have to do a road trip in the hot pink bad girl car. And it's yours.
If only we could afford the gas for it.
Right.
True. This is another world.
Yes.
Things have changed. I mean, you could live in a loft for $5. You could work at a department store and drive badass car.
Have a toaster that's like 6 feet on a tall thing. Like where he put stuff made no sense in that house either, in that loft.
And I guess $60,000 a year was a big wage in Philadelphia for a window dresser.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would have been. It would have been a huge
I
wage
definitely
for
think
a lot of jobs.
Yeah, I think it would be a huge wage for a window dresser now. I bet they're all contractors now.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I mean,
What was that?
I just love how he gets the job by like saving Estelle Getty by being hit by a sign that's like falling.
Oh yeah.
And then he gets, like,
Yeah. Okay.
a butt.
Yeah, electrified butt cheeks.
Okay, so he's walking down the street. He looks in the window of a department store and he sees his creation. He sees the mannequin that he built that got him fired for spending too much time on it. And then he's back there in the morning, right? And a sign is about to fall on Estelle Getty, who is the owner of this department store. He saves her, and that's how he gets a job there. And Estelle Getty was already well known from Golden Girls.
Oh,
Yep.
I thought I recognized her.
She, without all the Sophia makeup and costume.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You would have taken like a skilled ride on that sign, Like, and
Yeah.
it's like flailing around, getting electrocuted.
So these days, window dressers make 31 to 93K.
That's a very big range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and it's probably all hourly, like 1099.
Yeah.
But sorry, yeah, he's the skilled ride on that sign. And getting his ass electrocuted.
Yeah, he worked. He deserves that job. And in a way, he basically wants to work there so he could be closer to his sex doll that he created.
They hadn't had
Genuine
sex
love.
by then.
Well,
No.
not that we know, not that we saw, but I mean, we don't. I mean, that could have been why he was fired.
In the story of Pygmalion, the guy carves a statue out of ivory, and he's obsessed with it, and he's like touching it all the time, kissing on it. Yeah, so he like makes offerings to Aphrodite, and I guess as a present to him, she makes the statue real.
So typical.
So typical. So
They want some fantasy, and then
Yeah.
like they have to make up stories where they actually get the fantasy instead of having to deal with the reality.
the reality that women are complicated and they're their own people, and they're not what you've made them. You can't control like their everything, their personality, their body.
You couldn't control Emmy. She did what she wanted.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
You
he
know, she
birthed
was-
her. He made her.
Or he made the vessel in which she resided.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'm getting carried away here. She is kind of like a free spirit,
Very much
especially
so.
for a mannequin. She's a very, very free spirited mannequin. Just like the Ovid story, she comes to life, and like Annalyn was saying earlier, like no one else can see that she's alive, only he can. So people are always catching him in like weird situations with a mannequin.
But then because he's considered brilliant, and he's a white guy, they just applaud it, and they think it's awesome because he's saving the store, I guess.
That was so weird. Like
Yeah.
the amount of shit they put up with for this man. Like seriously. Like
Yeah.
that whole the whole thing. I know I'm getting ahead of myself.
With the
but whole-
bathroom.
well, the bathroom was hilarious. No, when they all caught him
Yes.
in the furs,
Yes.
I'm like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't sell those furs now, right? Because some naked guy is like sleeping on them. Like
Oh
that's like
yeah.
thousands of dollars just of merchandise. Just
Oh, they'll just shake it out.
just
I don't
vacuum it
know.
out.
I think
Yeah,
he
just
left some
shake it out.
stains.
Shake it out. Put it back
Shake
up.
out the stains. Come on.
Yeah, or wipe out those little spots on the linings.
Gross.
Ew.
Gross.
You knew there was some there, like it's just like they
Just a little bit.
boinked, and then they did their thing and were rolling around and smearing all their filthy matrix on everything.
little half human, half Pinocchio babies.
Ugh.
I love how Audra was saying something like, okay, so if like they're together alone and like she's an actual woman and they're together alone and they're boinking, and then someone walks in and she turns into a mannequin. Yeah, I know, right? His penis is probably gone.
Whoa!
Chopped off.
It's
Yeah.
just gone. Good luck with that.
There should be
Could've been
a rewrite, a remake.
A
for this-
trauma movie.
Oh my god. Okay, so he's making friends with everyone's favorite character, Hollywood Montrose. And what does he say about his name? Hollywood Montrose. That's my name. Doesn't it absolutely sing?
Yeah.
Or something?
Sting.
And what does he do there at the department store?
He's another window dresser.
So wouldn't that put them as rivals? Or are they working together?
Yeah, but he's a sweet guy. He recognizes that Jonathan is a lost, crazy weirdo, and he takes pity on him and decides
That's
to help
right.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they see, but I think they see a lot of them. I think they see a lot of themselves with each other, and I think that's the one thing about their relationship that's very interesting, because back in the day, homosexuality was seen as being a deviant, and Jonathan is a deviant when you think about it in this movie, having sex with a doll. So they kind of soft shoe this sort of like gay presence in there to say like gay people are or people who are different are kind of cool, so I kind of was like, all right, that's I get that message.
They're
That's
touched
kinda
by
nice.
creativity.
Yeah, but they're both like sexual deviants, too. So it had this weird
Oh
kind of like,
wow.
Oh, I
It
did. Yeah,
did.
I didn't even. I
Yeah.
do believe that Jonathan would have loved Hollywood no matter what. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Because I think that's just how he
he
is.
just loved him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're both creatives and stuff. But it
And
added
they're
this whole nother
friends.
they added this whole nother thing with it being like the sexual deviant kind of thing with him being gay and him being in love with a dummy. And that's why Hollywood never shamed him or anything. And
Yeah.
the scene in the bathroom where everyone's listening, and he's like, all right, Shave, get away. He's trying to protect Jonathan.
Yeah.
That woman.
It's like, this is
the
part of
woman-
the creative process here.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the woman is like, what's going on in there? It's our new manager, the fairy or the dummy. And I was just like,
Yeah.
what?
That's a little reality there. That's kind of how they would have talked. Hollywood has this great quote where he says to Jonathan, it's obvious to this country girl that you're an number one creative freak. Imagine pretending to be a stock boy when you're a major artiste. I'm so jealous. So yeah, he absolutely accepts him into like this weird artsy deviant world.
Even though Jonathan can actually pass between all the worlds because he's as a white male.
Yep.
Yeah.
I always liked him as a character actor. I always thought he was so silly in the
But it is pretty great that cop really hates him, the store cop.
But if you ever want to see a really good portrayal of him, you should watch Burglar with Whoopi Goldberg, and he was in it. He plays retired cop, and he's a really good. That's a really good movie, and that's another movie we should probably watch together. But that movie, Burglar, was really good. And the funny thing about Burglar, real quick, was that movie was actually written for what's his name, the Die Hard guy.
Bruce Willis?
Yeah, it was made for Bruce Willis, but he dropped out, and then Whoopi Goldberg stepped in. So
as the main character, that's awesome.
As the main character, yeah. So it's a really good movie. We should watch that too.
She was hot shit back then, man. She was like the hero of everything.
Yeah, great movie. But back to this one, yes, I thought he was, as a comedy relief, I thought he was fantastic, and I really liked the dog, the dog Rambo.
Yeah.
Aww.
That cute little bulldog and him, and
just completely useless because those dogs are so inbred.
Yep.
So that actor, George William Bailey.
Yep.
Yeah, character actor, always playing a cop.
Funny because he and Kim Cattrall were in the first Police Academy movie together as well.
Oh yeah.
Another good movie.
Police Academy, was that before Mannequin?
Yes.
So we are okay, yeah. Right, 84. So we already knew her. We also mostly knew her at that point from Big Trouble in Little China the year beforehand. She had quite a big role.
Kind of played the same kind of person though, which is kind of funny when you think about it.
Got dressed up in somebody else's another culture's costumes.
Yeah. Yes. Wow. Absolutely.
He had a lot of big energy.
Yeah. You gotta love her, even if she's culturally appropriating everything. Not her fault.
That's what we all did then.
Yeah.
It's true. Put your Indian headdress away.
I know. It's so embarrassing.
Okay, so where are we? She comes to life. They're getting an adventure. They're falling in love.
Making amazing window displays in the process.
Okay, let's talk about these window displays.
No. We have to talk about the rival, the other person. We have to talk about the villain.
Oh,
of course.
James Spader.
James Spader, who's an excellent villain.
Completely playing against type. You know that. And I thought that was very, very, very interesting because he's playing this nerdy capitalist, evil nerdy capitalist guy, completely against type. He's not the heartthrob. And I swear to God, in some of those scenes, it's like they made him even pastier. Like he's super pasty in that. Yeah, it was just weird. Like he was super pasty in a lot of the scenes that he was in. I'm just like, he just was such a gross character. I loved him. So cool, so good.
Yeah, totally. And we actually know him and Andrew McCarthy both from Pretty in Pink, which was made the year before Mannequin. They're both in that movie. This movie.
They must have had so much fun.
They've been lifelong friends though for a long time.
Oh.
You know, yeah, because James Spader is in that new show that just ended, The Blacklist, and Andrew McCarthy directed him in a couple of episodes. So they've been really good friends for a very long time. So.
Oh, that's interesting.
They were in Less Than Zero together, also in 87.
Yep.
That's right. Yep. And then there's another weird crossover where Hollywood Montrose, Meshack Taylor. I think I said that right. I don't know.
Meshack Taylor.
Meshack Taylor was in an episode of Golden Girls. And a bunch of designing women.
Yeah,
wow.
he was a fixture in that show. He was Anthony
Bouvier.
Yep.
He's like the only reason I watched Designing Women. Loved him. Although in retrospect, like a lot of the women are pretty great, but you know, I was just like,
yeah. I loved them all. I really liked that show a lot as a kid, which was weird because it was like totally made for adult women. I don't know. Gay men. And it appealed to, I guess, a couple of weirdo girls in elementary school. Apparently.
Same with the Golden Girls. I was like 6 years old, and I would come home from school like every day from the ages of like 6 to 10 and watch the Golden Girls like every day. It was my thing.
You know, Mannequin was such a hit, oddly enough, that they went on to make Mannequin 2. And Meshack Taylor went on to be in that one as well. Like Hollywood is in the next, in part 2. And he's the only, actually no, there's two people went on. It's him and the guy who plays like the janitor. So and then there's like, completely different cast otherwise. But
I've seen it. It's not bad.
I saw it at the time too. I don't really remember much about it, but it's probably more of the wacky same.
Yeah, she was like a princess or something that got swept away, and she's like a statue. She has like a brooch or a bracelet or something.
A magical brooch?
Or like a bracelet. She was like a statue or something, and so she comes to life, and I don't know.
So these windows he makes, that he quote unquote designs, that really she's doing all the work.
She's not doing all the work.
I think we're divided on this.
There's an actual piece where he has to go make the window, and he makes it, and he comes up with the idea of the tennis rackets and everything. He comes up with the idea of the racing. No, they're all his ideas.
I don't know. I feel like she helped him a lot.
No, don't get me wrong. She did, but he came up with a lot of it.
But didn't he wake up and not even think the window was done a few times?
Yes.
And then was surprised by them?
100%.
No, that was the first one.
And when he woke up on the first. Because he woke up and she's not there, and like everyone's standing around him, and she did it all.
Because it was the Egyptian one, and she had to go sit in the window.
That's right. She's like, "Oh, I know this one. This is easy." But so that first window is the tennis racket one, and it creates quite a stir out on the sidewalk, and business sort of soars after that. I gotta say, not so impressive though.
Not these days, no.
No.
I thought it was really kind of cool, actually, with the shirts, and then the heads were the tennis rackets that were moving back and forth, and then the tennis ball going back and forth across the net. I thought it was really kind of cool. It had motion, and she's standing there all looking super bored. She's sitting there looking super bored, and he's like, "Oh, was it a dream?" Oh, it's like, you're stupid, sir.
Excuse me, sir. You're stupid.
I'm wondering if people have like favorite windows in the movie, because I really like the one with the bus.
Yeah, the bus was the best.
I like the bus one too.
Yeah, the bus was.
Well, were they running towards the bus, putting on their clothes?
Yep.
So I needed help with that.
And she was the crossing the police person who was directing traffic in the front as they were running towards the bus. Very cool, design. That's what I liked about them. A lot of them had movement, which I thought was really kind of cool.
Right.
It's that one woman who was sketching, who was doing sketches of the window, and I'm like, really? It's not that cool. Like, I get it, but damn.
Come on, it's Philadelphia. They got nothing else to do. I've never been to Philly, but I'm just going to keep
abusing it.
Yeah, I'm abusing Philly. I love the idea that overnight, like he's just in the store alone overnight, and he can basically pull off these feats of engineering, like have all these things with movement.
Oh no, she definitely helped him with that. She definitely helped him with the movement stuff.
With the mechanized part of
Oh
it.
yeah, because she got that shit from like Michelangelo.
Yeah, all of those inventions.
I mean, to be more like Da Vinci. They should have.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Would have made.
Yeah, you're right. Da Vinci, you're right.
I'm confused.
I mean, Michelangelo is just fun and gay and good at the arts, which is good.
And he likes pizza. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong Michelangelo.
Wow.
Damn, that's.
You really thought hard about that one.
He eats pizza in the sewer. Okay, sorry. So the other department store tries to poach him. They try to hire him away.
Olestra.
Yeah.
Olestra. Even weirder, yeah.
Isn't Olestra the sweetener?
No, it's very similar though. I'm trying to.
It's not like Olestra, the fake.
Olestra.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The one that gives you the shit. Yeah.
Yeah. It makes you shit, right?
It makes you shit. It'll make you shit.
That was not a fart.
Wow.
Did I ever tell you? So my mom got a whole bunch of those like boxes and boxes of those chips that had, and she was like, "Go ahead." And so like we were like eating them and stuff. I don't think I ever got the shit. Yeah.
Didn't you guys? No, I thought you all got the runs.
I think we might have. I don't know. It was a long time ago.
I mean, that's a way of being on a diet, right?
Here you go. You're just like, hey, everybody.
Have diarrhea until you lose weight and dehydrate and eventually just die.
But those chips were tasty, though.
Yeah.
Tasty death.
I could go for some Olestra right now. What about those gummy bears that we've talked about before? The gummy bears.
Oh, those are the ones that have the sweetener, that are sugar-free gummy bears. Yeah, 5 of them will make you have the runs.
Yeah, totally. So it's like fake sugar versus fake fat. Can you imagine if you put all of that in the same thing?
That's so sad because I love gummy bears.
You like diet gummy bears?
Well, no, I love gummy candy because it's amazing.
It is amazing until you think about, is this made out of horses' hooves?
That's fine.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
I'm the only one that has problems with that here.
Yep.
You're like, horse hooves.
Horse hooves. So tasty.
Stuck on that horse's foot.
Yep.
Turns you on.
Now back to Mannequin.
Back to Mannequin.
Oh, yeah.
Also made out of horse hooves.
She is not.
It is a mannequin.
Lovingly sculpted by a man who didn't have online porn. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have, spent that much time on it.
100%.
It's an injection. It's a mold, and then they pour stuff in it and spin it around probably, and then demold it, so it's not even sculpted.
Did they say that he spent 6 weeks on it?
make us
I feel like at the beginning when he gets hired, they're like, you've been working on this one for 6 weeks. So it's like, what was he doing exactly? Other than molesting her.
Beaten off.
He's making making the positive to make the mold of the mannequin, but then they skip that part.
Right, to
and,
make the positive, you do make a sculpture.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then you fuck it.
Yeah, and then that breathes life into it.
Right. Yes.
It's like kissing, Sleeping Beauty, except you fuck it.
Yeah.
There
There has to be an assault in order for her to become real.
Yay! You know what? It is not a living object at that time. So
Mhm. It's a real doll. It's a fleshlight. I don't know what it is. Oh, I wish this fleshlight would become real.
don't.
Not
No,
that
you
this
don't.
time this
No, you don't. 'Cause you'll be all like, "Kill me,
It
kill
would
me."
just
Thing of
be a
horror.
vagina.
Ugh,
Disembodied
that
vagina.
talks and has teeth.
kill
Ah!
me, kill me.
Wow, I think we're making our own horror film right now.
Yeah,
This
let's
is
call
good.
Cronenberg. Let's get this Mannequin 3. Mannequin 3, directed by David Cronenberg.
Vagina with teeth.
The gash.
Wow.
Or the gasher. Gash, the
gasher.
No,
gasher.
just the gash. The
The gash.
gash.
Mannequin
The
3, the gash.
Love it. Love it.
Excellent.
That is so gross. The gash.
Okay,
Copyright. In case
We're-
someone does it, copyright.
yeah, we said it first and last, and no one cares.
You know
They
what?
wanna
I'll
do
make
it,
a
they
movie
can
out of
do it.
anything, so you never know.
We could make this movie for tens of dollars. We could do this. Like everything else we make.
How are we gonna afford Kim Cattrall?
No.
Oh,
You wasn't in the
can't.
second?
No, she's not.
We don't have Kim Cattrall, but we do have Klingon Vanna White.
There you go. I would love to make this movie. The gash. Great.
Yeah, and you could be Hollywood.
That's right.
Yeah, I hope I'm not racially profiling you.
You are, but it's okay.
Am I sexually profiling you?
That too. That's
Yeah.
fine.
No, I just think you like cool sunglasses. That's what I
It wouldn't
meant.
be the first time.
That's what I meant.
There you go.
You have a pink car. That's what I meant.
That's what I mean. Like Hollywood. So instead, in like the gash, Hollywood is like a gay hunter who's trying to hunt the gash, and like the guy is fallen, and the Andrew McCarthy character has fallen under the spell of this succubus gash
Whoa.
who wants to eat him with her vagina. And she's been
He's-
going throughout the ages, and he's been passed, and Hollywood has been passed down, and you don't know why or how, but once a generation, a Hollywood is born to hunt the gash.
What would Hollywood look like in the Middle Ages?
I am an artiste, bitch. Fires
right.
a crossbow arrow at her.
Ride a really bling
Totally.
horse.
Ooh, a total pink horse.
Yeah, with like a really dark pink mane or something.
And it says bad mare on the back.
Love it.
Ew.
Who has the copyright? Who has the rights to Mannequin? We're making this movie.
That's right. Oh, Mannequin 2 was directed by kind of a hero of ours that we've talked about before, Steve Raffel. Oh shit!
Oh.
Did I get his name right? Hold on a sec. No, he's the guy that directed the dinosaur movie.
Oh, Tammy and the T-Rex?
Tammy and the guy who directed Tammy and the T-Rex directs
Oh, I don't know this name.
Mannequin 2. And remember, he also did Beastmaster? Is that right?
Beastmaster. I love that.
He's a frequent flyer on our episode.
Yeah. I mean, we love him. And remember, he was Stuart Raffle. So sorry, Stuart Raffle did Mannequin 2, who's like, Steve Raffle's a hero of ours here.
You should have him on the show.
Oh yeah, he's 81. Why not? Let's have him on the show. But he did Mac and Me, which is very important.
Nightmare fuel right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, their faces were butts. They have complete anus mouth. Those things.
What?
Mac and Me?
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's like an ET ripoff, except that there's more McDonald's involved.
Very scary movie.
I know.
It's a horror movie.
Horror movie.
He also did a very important movie for us, Ice Pirates.
Fantastic movie. So Olestra, not the dietary thing that makes you shit.
Not Olestra, but Olestra. Yeah.
But the rival company wants to take him away and buy him off. And so they use Roxy to try to get him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's up with that guy that keeps wanting to have sex with Roxy? That's so like.
Oh God, that was so. Yeah, I was just like, oh, it's the casual sexual harassment of the 1980s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every movie's got to have it.
Yeah.
A walking HR case.
The boss.
HR settlement.
Yeah, well, they didn't have HR then.
Yeah.
The boss and the her coworker.
Yeah, it is both of them. Pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's pretty risky to be female.
I do love it when they're
Yep.
spying on Jonathan and the mannequin. And of course, they're just like, this guy's just rolling around with like an actual mannequin. What the hell? And the Italian dude comes up to her on the stairs and she shoves him down the stairs. That was satisfying. But then she kind of gives him his advances.
My camera.
Yeah, oh, my camera. Because,
Right.
he's taking pictures with her camera. So she's like, oh, damn it. I pushed him and my camera might get hurt, but fuck the dude. But then she actually does agree to fuck the dude, and they go back to his place, and he has like a tiger painting on his wall and like a tiger bedspread. And I was like, oh, that is actually cool, but this guy's a total douche.
Yeah. Paul wanted that.
But he can't get it up.
Wanted that tiger.
So that's pretty great. And then she goes off in her house. It is really sad though that like Roxy gets like no respect in this movie. She gets constantly sexual harassed. She gets like disrespected by Jonathan. It's like, what has she done to kind of deserve it other than be like, hey Jonathan, like maybe you should like get your shit together so you can hold a job so you can afford your like unemployment loft.
Yeah, but she's pretty ethical.
She tried to kill Emmy.
She didn't know it was real. All she knew is that her ex-boyfriend was a little bit crazy about a mannequin. She probably thought she was helping. And she did worry about ruining his career.
Yeah, she did. That is correct. You are right. She did.
Yeah.
She was like, this could really hurt him. And yeah, I think she really did love him or wanted to be with him.
She wanted to help him in some way.
Yeah.
Not be crazy.
But she wasn't super jealous at first about the quote unquote beautiful woman. She was just like, oh, maybe we can hire her instead of him. To separate him from his talent source.
Talent source. I love it.
But then I keep thinking like this must have been a really huge hit to her ego too, though.
Yeah.
He leaves her for a mannequin.
Yeah, it's like that's gotta be painful.
She's professional, capable, attractive, fending off sexual harassment successfully like every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
So she has a job.
An apartment, with so much neon and I don't know what the color that was, like pearl. And
do we see her apartment?
Yeah, she falls asleep on the couch.
Okay.
Because she was waiting for Jonathan, and she falls asleep on the couch.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, all of the apartments are just bananas in this movie, by the way. Like all of them are just silliness. The way Jonathan lives, the way Armand lives, like everything is it's just crazy. His with the tiger painting, hers with and that the weird like it was like the lamps on the side of the bed were like waves, but they were lit up, and I don't know, like it was just a very weird dressing of the apartments. I don't know. I was very like I was taken aback by that. I was assaulted by their style sense of the 80s.
Yeah, what would Hollywood's apartment look like?
See, that's where we should have saw that apartment. That would have been amazing.
Oh my god, it would have been so good.
I'm betting there's a lot of hot A lot of leopard
I
print.
had
Yeah.
I had to hold myself back from saying it's fabulous. It's going to be his apartment's fabulous.
It's fabulous.
What was the fun fact that you were
Oh,
going to
it's
share?
about Carol
Annalyn?
Davis, who played Roxy. So she was a musician who co-wrote the song "Slow Love" with Prince on the Times. Yes,
No.
yeah, she was good friends with Prince, which was really,
Whoa.
really freaking cool.
That's
How
awesome.
amazing. Oh, what a
Yeah,
cool person.
right? Yeah, she put out a few albums, and yeah. I mean, right in songs with Prince.
She was on
She was on
Sex and the
Sex and the
City
City as well.
with Kim Cattrall.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
She was also in Piranha 2.
Fantastic movie.
Piranha.
James Cameron. Woo.
El Piranha. So back to James Spader. So yeah, he was crazy in this movie, and he's trying to undercut the old biddy to get Prince and Company, or Prince and Sons, Prince and Company, I think it's Prince and Company, to the rival store. That way, Olestra will be the only game in town.
Mhm.
And he just was swarmy from the get go. Like there's no redeeming qualities about his character at all.
No.
You know, like at all.
Yeah, he's like a ass kisser, bootlicker, backstabber, just doing
Just
all of it.
just all of it cased into one person. I was just like, damn. You know, even BJ calls him on it. The main guy, the head of Olestra,
Sexual harasser
Oh,
number 1.
okay.
touching on people's asses and stuff. That guy.
That guy. Okay. All of this leads up to a really crazy sequence where they just steal like all the mannequins.
Yeah, so all the female mannequins were gone. Yet we noticed that the 2 female mannequins that were in the window that they stole Emmy from were still there. So we're like, well, not very thorough in your job, guys.
I guess not.
He thinks like all blondes look the same. Oh, I don't know what it could be this one, could be that one.
Hey, what happened to the dog?
It had mental trauma.
It got traumatized?
Yeah. Emmy traumatized it.
No.
Because the dog isn't really like there at the end. And
Yeah, he turns it.
It's a different dog. I mean, does the dog belong to the store? And when the store cop loses his job with like Prince and Company, does like Rambo stay with the store? Because he has a different dog, Terminator.
Yeah, I thought he had to retire Rambo because of what happened. And so he got Terminator, and then Terminator kind of runs away too. So all these dogs are kind of like they don't really work.
They don't want to, do his bidding.
Yeah, they're all nice dogs. They're like, no, we're evil.
Just want to be dogs. Leave me alone. So there's all these mannequins, and they're being fed into a trash. And so there is the danger that Emmy is in there and could be trash compacted and therefore killed. Although, wouldn't her spirit just jump to some other thing?
Yep, probably.
Why do they have mannequin shredders? It seems like, I mean, obviously they don't have HR departments, because that was just hugely dangerous, where it's like, we have this thing that just shreds anything that goes into it, including like humans. And it's huge! It is massive! You could like, it could just plow through like a 3rd grade class in like 10 seconds. It'd just all be gone,
Wow.
You're like, what is this thing doing?
Just shoveling babies in there, and
You could!
I think it's easier just to drown babies.
Wow, this took a turn.
Baby people. Just baby people.
Not
baby people.
Baby chunks everywhere.
Are there
Not
baby
puppies.
mannequins?
Yeah.
No.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yes, there are child
damn.
mannequins.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
Which are gross.
Chunk. I think that's my new cereal. Soup. Uncle Baby.
Okay, so Jonathan has to like dive into the trash compactor to save his beloved mannequin sex doll.
After we get this giant Keystone Cops chase scene throughout the store, I was like, okay. I was like, okay, folks. I was like, we got to pad this runtime. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, damn.
Got to make this a full-length movie, guys.
Yeah, and it took forever for the mannequins to go through that shredder. I was like, jeez, Louise.
That was a really prolonged scene in a movie that otherwise really, really moves.
Yeah, and I'm like, Roxy's just kind of sitting there, standing there, watching with like gleeful, horror that she's going to destroy Jonathan's, love life, and
like maybe make him normal again.
yeah, maybe if I do this, he'll come back to me. Yeah, because think about it, regardless of his quirks, he's successful, and that's all that matters.
To her.
Roxy deserves better. Maybe Mannequin 3 The Gash is Roxy's story.
It's Roxy
Roxy's
and Hollywood.
Revenge.
Roxy's
Oh,
revenge.
Roxy and
yeah.
Hollywood trying to destroy evil mannequins.
The Gash
I can
Hunters.
see Roxy with like a flamethrower.
Fan.
Get away from her, you bitch. So good. I guess I'm casting Sigourney Weaver in that role. It's older Roxy. I don't know why.
Oh, wow.
That's her dead mom. That's her mom. Who basically, her mom got killed by a gash.
What the fuck?
What's going on with this?
Amazing.
It writes itself.
So once Jonathan saves Emmy, it's such an act of selflessness that she comes to life.
In front of people.
Yeah, it proves his love, and she just sort of becomes real. She becomes a real doll.
It's because you're not a real woman unless you're in a relationship.
Wow. Maybe.
Or you're almost killed. You're not a real woman unless you're almost murdered.
Yeah.
Or saved by a man.
Exactly.
Saved by a janitor.
There you go.
Who got points very momentarily for stopping the mannequin shredder. But then after watching, and then I was like, oh, I'll stop it. It's like, okay, I guess good on you, dude. And then he finds Roxy buried under stuff, and is like, oh, I'm bringing this mannequin to life, and she's like, get off me, stop touching me, no kiss me, and you're like, dude,
Roxy.
Oh, you just lost all your points.
He didn't know. He thought he was saving somebody.
But poor Roxy, it's yet another indignity to Roxy.
Yeah, it is. I feel bad for Roxy.
Meanwhile, Hollywood with that big fire hose. Yeah, this is what being
Water
a man
hose?
is all about.
Mhm.
And you're like, yes.
Yeah!
Hose them all down. Hose down those cops, Hollywood. That's exactly what being a man is all about.
That was a very hot scene too. So I was like, oh shit.
That was amazing. And then after he hoses them all off, somehow they're dry when they come later.
Yeah.
Unless they're just completely different cops. I don't know.
I noticed that the hallway kept getting longer and shorter depending on where you were. Because I was like, is there a turn right there? Or is there not a turn? Or I kept getting lost. The spatialness of where they were was just completely off. So I had no idea where anything was or what was happening and where people were. It was really kind of confusing, but I was like, okay, whatever.
I think the length of the hallway is determined by where you enter it. It was either the front of the hallway or the back of the hallway.
Yeah.
In general, in reality, yeah, I guess so.
But it was just weird because I didn't know where anyone was.
I agree with you. There's something that's kind of
maze.
Confusing about the ending, all this chaos and stuff. It's kind of somehow it's all this movement, but still slow. Did anyone else feel that way?
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah, it's kind of like a sag in the movie, a little weird.
An otherwise tightly movie.
Yeah. Well, it's just how time was compressed, and that ending was just kind of interesting. So I was like, I don't know where anyone is or how long it takes to get to any place, or anything, because it was just everyone was everywhere all at once. Aha. Get it? Everything else. Never mind.
Hey.
Hey.
Oscar winner.
Yeah. And you know what? This movie won an Oscar.
It didn't win. It
For
was
the
nominated.
song.
Wasn't it just nominated?
The song
The
one.
song won?
The song won.
Holy.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna stop us. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is so crazy.
Yep.
Fantastic. I'm here for it.
Starship.
Misha.
Yeah. Yeah, they dropped the Jefferson Starship.
Right. After Jefferson Airplane, there was Jefferson Starship, and then it just became Starship. And then it was in Mannequin.
Because it's a Diane Warren song, and I thought she's never won off of like 14 or 15 nominations.
Well, let's look it up.
She's like the Susan Lucci of like the best original song category.
Aw.
No, it was just nominated. She didn't win. She still hasn't won. But she's been nominated 14 times now. Never won.
Well, shit. I thought this won.
I guess it won in your heart. Didn't even win for like How Do I Live from Con Air or I Don't Want to Miss a Thing for Armageddon. Like, oops.
Well, it went platinum. It went platinum in the UK.
I'm just looking at this. Okay, so it won the ASCAP Film and Television. ASCAP.
What did win? Oh, Dirty Dancing. Time of My Life. How could that not win? That had to win. I mean,
that is such a fantastic
Time of
song.
my life. No one else.
But they're both such great songs.
Yes, I will. No one puts baby in the corner. No one puts Emmy in the corner.
Nobody. Yes.
No one puts Emmy in the corner.
No one does put Emmy in the corner.
No one puts Emmy down a Mannequin trash compactor.
Here's a question. So if Emmy becomes real, is she now bound to this Earth body and die eventually?
Yep. That's the thought.
Okay.
She's now mortal.
She has become mortal.
Yep. The sadness, though, is like the security guard went crazy at the end. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
She's the dummy!
You're the dummy!
This man is having a mental breakdown. No, she's the dummy! Oh, I felt so bad for him. I was like, oh, poor guy.
And then, of course, the movie ends with a wedding. They have to get
which
married.
Is adorable.
Yeah.
In the store window, no less. Where it all began.
That's so cute.
Full circle.
But I mean, how's she gonna get married? Like, did they just kind of like fabricate an identity?
Probably.
Yeah.
It was easier back then.
Yep. It was the 80s. She was white. It was fine.
Yeah,
seriously.
You could be off the grid.
No, seriously. It was the 80s and she was white. It's fine. And still Getty got that money.
She's just going to have to go, forge a bunch of paper documents and get a driver's license. If you could do that back then. It would have been easy to forge a birth certificate and blah, blah, blah.
That's the movie I want to see.
Yeah. The boring stuff.
Hell yeah.
The paperwork. The movie.
Mannequin, the paperwork.
Yes. She's like at the DMV. She's like, fuck this.
Oh my God.
I should have stayed a Mannequin.
Oh,
exactly.
I didn't realize this before, but there is a little resonance with Splash. I don't know how Splash holds up. I'm sure it doesn't, but baby Tom Hanks and John Keaton and Daryl Hannah. I mean, and then Eugene Levy was like the villain. Pretty great.
It's a good movie. I
was
highly recommend it.
Maybe does that require a repeat viewing?
Sure.
It does also
feature
the song "Wooly Bully" pretty prominently, which is rock classic. Always loved it.
Absolutely, it's a classic.
Another earworm.
Oh my God. Well, this was pretty special seeing this again, I think. It's like one of those things that I never visit, but I'm happy I did.
Paul had never seen it, so.
Oh, right. Okay.
So he was very much like wanted to look it up and this and that because he's kind of a movie snob, and so I was just like, Just fucking watch it. Shut up. Watch it.
And
I
what,
had to wake up in the morning and watch it by myself because somebody that I share a house with refused to watch it.
Oh, really?
Please.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
They put their foot down.
I don't
Like,
understand.
No.
I mean, has he even seen it since it came out?
He had seen it. I had never seen it.
Oh,
he had
ever?
seen it, and he was just like, I did my time.
Wow.
Okay.
Personal.
It's my
All
time.
right.
Wow.
And what did
Yeah.
Paul think, though? Chucky?
He was kind of like, okay, like he really was. This is very much most of the same stuff that you all thought. It's like, why is this apartment so big, and what's going on? I don't understand. Like, what
Why is
is
this
going?
department store so enormous?
Yeah,
in
it's
a
like, what the
stage?
hell?
Well, they used to be.
Well, because he
Yeah.
likes trivia, and so he'll like immediately go to the trivia during the movie, and I'm like, just fucking stop. Put it away. Let's watch this fucking movie. And he's like, but I want to see this part. Like, shut up.
Okay, so here's a question for you. So we talked about, do mannequins have nipples? Do men get cellulite? Because Hollywood mentions like, oh, I'm like worried about getting cellulite, but I'm like, do men get cellulite?
I think they do.
You get cellulite.
Yeah.
Tell us more, Desmond.
You get cellulite. It's just fat.
I thought it was like a women
I'm typing it
thing.
into Google.
Have I been wrong?
No, cellulite is just another
Well,
word
no, it's
for fat.
supposed to be fat.
It's just
Less than 10%
Okay,
of
how
men have
many?
cellulite.
How many? What percentage of women?
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
80.
it's not
80% of my
I've known
body.
people who don't, and
Right?
it's just like how.
Because
Oh,
I guess they don't have any fat in their system. They're just
or
constantly working
their
out.
fat is evenly distributed, and they don't have those like. So basically, cellulite is connective tissue, pulling the top of your dermis down through your fat, and that's why they have all of those like weird things to kind of loosen that up. But you're just gonna get
Between
bruises.
80 and 90% of all women who've gone through puberty have cellulite.
see,
I knew
look
it.
at you. You're all a sisterhood
Normal.
of cellulitis.
Not cellulitis, cellulite.
Oh yeah,
Sisterhood
cellulitis is what is that? Is that the thing where you shit?
Revenge of the cellulite.
No, it's like
Revenge
an
of the
infection.
cellulite.
It's an infection.
It's a bacterial
infection of your
infection.
lining of your something or other.
Skin.
Yeah.
Fat skin.
This is a very interesting conversation we got into.
I know. All I know is that I have cellulite. I'm skinny fat.
I've got
I'm
cellulite.
skinny fat also.
Skinny fat?
Skinny fat. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have it on my stomach and I have it on my butt.
I mean, if you don't have
I'm
cellulite
glad.
on your butt, do you have a butt?
But
Gotta have something in that Klingon badonkadonk.
Whoa!
it's never been described like that, but thank you.
How
What?
much junk is in your alien trunk?
That Klingon badonkadonk.
Do we have a new t-shirt?
A Klingon?
I think we do.
Klingon badonkadonk.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. We're gonna use
Copyright.
Yep.
Klingon badonkadonk.
And Mannequin 3, the gash. That we'll
gash.
just start. Let's make the shirts and not the movie. How about that?
Yeah. Let's do the easy part.
Yeah. I'd wear Mannequin 3 the gash. I'd wear that shirt.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you'd wear Mannequin 3 the gash and Klingon badonkadonk shirt.
That's right. We need to know. It's a poll.
This is our marketing focus group.
That's right.
Market listeners out there, let us know.
So all three of you, please let us know.
We'll put that on a pillow.
Yeah.
Well, it only takes two of you to make a majority.
Well, I do thank all three of you for tuning in. Thank you for coming back, because we're happy to be back. You know, we might make another episode this year. Who knows? And maybe Annalyn will come back. Maybe 8 more times this year. Who knows?
We gotta do Splash. Have you guys done
It's
Piranha
2023.
2? I have to do that.
let's watch a bunch of out of context, like follow-up movies, like
Yes. And you never really need to see the first one ever to understand the second one.
Yeah, it's
You're not
about
going to be
fucking
lost.
piranhas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking piranhas.
What do you need to
do you
know? There's
need?
piranhas. Yeah.
Yeah,
Although
no.
Piranha 1 is, I really love Piranha 1. Some amazing shit, like when all the kids start getting eaten in the water at like camp.
Oh.
Piranha, I'm just looking at Piranha 3 Double D.
Fantastic.
Piranha 3 Double D made in 2012.
There's all these giant piranhas with like fake boobs just attacking people. What?
Pretty much.
That's awesome.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, the original Piranha, Barbara Steele in it, and Dick Miller. Like, it's a really special thing.
Sounds like it.
I would just stop there, honestly. Thank you for suggesting this movie.
You're all very welcome, including Jeffrey, who refused to watch it.
That's right.
He
Jeffrey.
refused to watch it this decade.
Jeffrey did his time.
It is
his loss.
It's amusing.
So Annalyn, where can folks find you if they want to, find out more about you?
Stalk me. Please don't stalk me. But I am Annalyn Bond, all one word, on Instagrams.
Check it out. All kinds of cool cosplay and upcoming shows,
Yep,
even.
Absolutely.
Perhaps.
Pictures of me trying to pretend I'm John Waters.
Yeah. Right on. Right on. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in, and stay trashy. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.